Hello, good morning, Halftime TV viewers and subscribers, and welcome to another episode. As today we'll be bringing live watch-along coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. Now, this morning our focus is on the 100 meters for men. What we'll do as soon as this is complete, or as soon as the 100 meters for men is complete, we'll take a short break and we'll be back with live action from the women's semi-final. So, in a nutshell, we'll run through all the heats for the men. We'll take a break. We'll allow you to go get caught up on the rest that you missed out on, make breakfast, all that fun stuff. And then by lunchtime, we will be back here with coverage of the women's semi-final. And this is the 100 meters, because if everyone is paying attention, it's the 100 meters semi-final and final today, okay, for women. On the male side, we have the heats coming up in just a few minutes. So without further ado, I'll jump on to it. But let me say this to everyone. We have gotten to 20,000 subscribers. So thank you so very much for helping us to get there. Thanks for sharing the videos. Thanks for liking the videos. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. We really and truly appreciate it. Right? I didn't even realize until I am. We've been putting in the work. But as I said, the show must go on. So we're here and we're trying our best to ensure that you guys are as up to date as possible. All right. So thanks again, 20,000 subscribers. We've gotten there. The next stop is 50,000. Don't worry, you haven't seen it in the background as yet because I haven't gotten the chance to update it. So we will be updating that for the next live stream later on today. But we've gotten to 20,000 subscribers. So let's pin that. Yep. We've gotten to, so champagne for that. Champagne for that. But we are gonna get right over to the action. Sorry. Big shout out to everyone who's joining us for the first time. Welcome to Halftime TV. Again, if you're a returning resident, welcome back. And for those who are just unique viewers who are passing and they see the channel popped up on their respective YouTube pages, remember, turn the notification on. That means whenever we go live again, you receive a notification. All right. So we have the 100 meters for men coming up real soon. And by real soon, I mean in just about 25 minutes, I'll be running through the starters list for the 100 meters for men. And then we will provide some information as it relates to what happened a little bit earlier in the preliminaries. So in heat number 1, we have Ronaldo Espinosa out of Cuba, Felipe Bardi out of Brazil, Mohamed Zori. We have Jeremiah Azu, Kishane Thompson, Benjamin Azamati. We have Sibusiso Matsenwa out of Swaziland. We have Kayan Ozer out of Turkey. And in 9, we have Akihiro Higashida out of Japan. So for those who have been waiting to see Kishane Thompson, wait no longer, because straight out the blocks, first heat, you will be seeing Kishane Thompson quick and fast. The Olympic organizers want to ensure that you are entertained. So as a result, they're giving you the main event real quick. And then there are others who are to come who I'm sure will be there to keep you entertained. So it is 5:29 where I'm at. I know the time zones vary, so different folks across the world are tuned in, and it's for some it's 4, for some it's 3, for the others it's 2, while for some it is maybe 6. Big up Sir Mike, Malachi, Yasharala, sorry, big up yourself as well. Thanks for tuning in. Sherry Murphy, Desiree Reed, thanks for joining us. Greg Owens, good morning to you. Just giving some shout out to the folks in the comment section. So if you're just tuning in, the races will not be shown live on the channel. We don't have the broadcasting rights. And as such, this is a watch party or a watch along, as some call it. We provide commentary of the races as they happen. But yeah, provide commentary of the races as they happen. There you go. Sia is saying it's 11:30 a.m. in South Africa. So thanks for tuning in from South Africa, Sia. Marcia Thomas, good morning to you too. So straight off the bat, if you're here and you're waiting to watch the race, you won't be able to watch it here. Depending on where you are, you'll be able to watch it there. So if you're in Canada, you can watch it on CBC Sports. I think it's free on CBC Sports, on CBC Gem Online. So you just type in CBC Sports and you can watch it there. In the United States, I've been told Peacock is showing it, along with a couple other channels. So you can check it out there, as well as you can just simply download the One Spot Media app and you can watch it on, and you can watch it there. I also mentioned a little bit earlier that based on where you're watching the Olympic Games, your experience may be different. So there are a lot of viewers who are complaining about their experiencing. For example, those watching in the United States, the channel that I'm watching it on, whether it's NBC or what have you, isn't showing a particular athlete during a particular time. Remember, folks, and I'll say this again for, I think this is the 15th, 16th. I've said it so often since the start of the Olympic Games. These channels cater to their audiences, all right? And their audiences want to see their athletes. So if it's a US channel, chances are they want to see the US athletes. So they won't be spending too much of an effort to showcase the Jamaican athletes when majority of their audience is made up of US viewers. That makes sense? Okay, crystal clear. Canada, J8 to the world. Malachi, big up yourself, Malachi. Marcia Thomas, 4:30 in Grand Cayman. So big up the entire Cayman Massive here in the host, Digital Wiz Graphics Inc. Yeah, so big up everybody who's tuned in. Also, big shout out to Zivari Enterprise, one of our sponsors. You can check them out on Instagram at Zivari Enterprise. And we said it before, we'll say it again. They're responsible for all your digital needs, whether it's your wedding, your birthday party, or simply just to get some photos for whatever reason. So Zivari Enterprise, check them out on Instagram, and they will provide you with the best shots anywhere around town. Tell them Halftime TV sent you as well. So I want to give you maybe a 10%, maybe a 15%, something's there to be had. Quick link shipping, anything you need shipped into Jamaica, they have you covered. So back to school time of the year now, quick link shipping, super busy. Go ahead and get your orders through quick link shipping. They also place orders for folks as well. So if they don't have a credit card, they can place orders for you, and you basically pay them the cash. So check out quick link shipping on Instagram. Okay. All right. So the men's 100 meters, back to what I was talking about. And let me just go ahead and share my screen now so the entire audience can be engaged. Also, if you haven't voted as yet, please go ahead and vote. As per usual, we have a poll running. We have a poll running right now. Has the men's 100 meter regained fans' interest? We have 95% saying yes, and we have 5% saying no. And why did I choose that for the poll question this morning? I think over the last couple of years, especially the last couple of Olympics, we haven't really been as interested in the men's 100 meters. And I think this time around it is different, at least in my opinion. I think this time around it is different, and it's not because we have a Jamaican who is one of the favorites to win, right? So don't say, oh, because there's a Jamaican who is favored to win. No, that's not the reason. I think this time around we have a lot of athletes who are lining up who are capable of putting on proper times and winning the 100 meters. So we have Oblique Seville, who could very well be the winner on the day. We have But Fred Curley very well be the winner on the day. We have Noah Lyles, touted as the fastest man in the world. And we have Kishane Thompson, who's actually the fastest man in the world this year. So I think at least 4 of these male sprinters could very well be like names that if you put those names forward, people won't argue or people won't debate with you because they are that good. Okay, good morning to you too, Sarah. Good morning to you too, Sarah. So I think that's the reason I chose that question for the polls this morning, because I wanted to find out if I was the only one thinking along those lines. So again, on your screen, heat number 1 for the men's 100 meters. As you can see in lane 5, Jamaica's Kishane Thompson will be representing. Now, we've already gone through the starters for heat number 1. So let's move on to heat number 2. We have Chituro Ali out of Italy, Ferdinand Omanyala, Africa's fastest man, in lane 2. Harmodio Delisa out of Panama in lane 3. Joshua Azzopardi in lane 4. In lane 5, we have Johnny Renteria out of Colombia, Devin Augustine in lane 6, Joshua Hartman in lane 7, and Azim Fami in lane 8. Last but not least, we have Eric Cardoso running out of lane 9. For those who are just joining us, remember, you can look to the right of your screen and you will see their personal best as well as their season's best. Stand out for this list of names, Ferdinand Omanyala, and as I mentioned a little bit earlier, Africa's fastest man. He will be running in round 1, heat number 2. All right, heat number 3, we have Nikhil Harris out of St. Kitts and Nevis, Marcus Fuchs out of Austria. We have Louis Hinchcliffe, Great Britain, Sean Maswagani, in lane 4, Owen Ansa in lane 5, Noah Lyles in lane 6. In lane 7, we have Zenzi representing China, Ali Al Balushi in lane 8, and in lane 9, we have Dylan Sikobo. So again, so far, I think the rounds have been straightforward as it relates to pulling out the standouts. We have Noah Lyles as the standout in this one. World ranking, you can see number 1 in the world. Personal best 9.81, which he ran a little bit earlier this season. So 9.81 for Noah Lyles. Favorite from this one, no doubt. The heat before, we had Ferdinand Omanyala favorite from that one, and the one that came before that one was Kishane Thompson. Now, round 1, heat number 4, we have Oblique Seville is the name that pops out straight off the bat, but I'll go through the rest of the names that are there. We have Marcos Santos in lane 1, Puri Paulo Bunsun in lane 2, Tajiri Ash in lane 3. We have Hakeem Sani in lane 4, who I think Oblique Seville first, Sani second in this one. Sani Brown second in this one. That's my opinion. Duana Azemoto in lane 5. In lane 7, we have Terrence Jones. In lane 8, Franco Barrage. And in lane 9, we have Oliver Dovic. All right, so Oblique Seville, world ranking number 5. Sani Brown, world ranking number 9. Outside of those two, the closest as it relates to world ranking is 51 ranked Tajiri Ash. So Oblique Seville and Sani Brown are the two to pull from that particular race. Now it's going to shock us again. Got no place on a bet. I win money. Put 20 on Seville for the win. Low risk, high reward. Not the favorite, but also not impossible to win. True. So if you're a betting person, well, you're getting your betting points right here at Halftime TV from our avid track and field fans. Okay. All right. Continuing, moving down the line. And remember, the first race will kick off in just a few So stay tuned. So this is heat number 5, and this is round 1 of the 100 meters for men. We have Hassan Taftian in lane 1, Kain Sola Ajayi in lane 2, Devante Howell in lane 3, Marcel Jacobs, former Olympic champion over 100 meters, in lane 4. We have Rashid Samino in lane 5, Benjamin Richards in lane 6, who's registered one of the fastest times this year, Andre Camilo in lane 6, in lane 7. In lane 8, we have Brian Louis in lane 8, and in lane 9 we have Henrik Larsson. Henrik Larsson sounds like a footballer, out of Sweden. So yeah, Marcel Lamont Jacobs, we've seen him win the Olympic 100 meters before, so I don't think any sane or any smart person would rule him out of progressing to the next round. But also, we haven't really seen him compete much. So if you rule him out, ain't nothing wrong with that. No judgment, because we haven't really seen much of Marcel Lamont Jacobs. Benjamin Richards, if we're working on form, no, he is the man. Heat number 6, we have Ebarima Kamara of Gambia in lane 2. We have Wanya McCoy, Bahamas, Akeem Blake, the Jamaican, in lane 3, Rikoy Brathwaite in lane 4, Akane Simbine, lane 5, Emmanuel Archibald, lane 6. We have Hakim Marufu in lane 7, Rowan Browning, lane 8, and in lane 9, Simon Hansen. So Akane Simbine and Akeem Blake are the names to look at from heat number 6. And we're running through heat number 7. We have Andre DeGrasse, Kenneth Bednarek. We have Ryuichiro running out of lane 6, Ronald Longa in lane 7, Jose Gonzalez in lane 8, and Hussein Yassin in lane 9. Scrolling up to lane 3, because I think we missed lane 3, we have Jarrell Beebe in lane 2, Kenneth Bednarek, and in lane 1, Emmanuel Eseme. From this particular race, Kenneth Bednarek, Andre DeGrasse, those are the names that you should be looking out for. Andre DeGrasse and Kenneth Bednarek. Heat number 8, we have Christopher Bazar, Letsile Tobogo, CJ Green, Zarnell Hughes, Fred Curley, Arthur Cisse, Aaron Brown, Lasconi Mulamba, Dorian Kelly Taylor. So those are the starters, and I think this is an interesting heat as well, because we have Letsile Tobogo, Zarnell Hughes, Fred Curley, and Aaron Brown, 4 athletes who could very well be winners in previous heats, but they're all grouped together in this one. So Letsile Tobogo, Zarnell Hughes, Fred Curley, and Aaron Brown. This is the popcorn heat. So for everyone who's tuned in, you might want to wait until the final heat before you turn that television off. Letsile Tobogo has been impressive this season, registering season's best and personal best of 9.88. The young African has shown that he has what it takes to compete at the highest level. And as we've seen at the World Championship, he can sprint. He's a genuine 100-meter sprinter. I know folks have been saying, I think he's better at 200 meters and probably should focus on the 200 meters. Again, I think he has what it takes to win a double, either at the Olympics or the upcoming World Championship after the Olympics. So kind of built like Usain Bolt, reminds me a lot of Usain Bolt as well. Still very young. I think he's only 21 years of age, and as you can see, world ranking is number 3 right now. Letsile Tobogo is one definitely to keep an eye on. But Fred Curley and Aaron Brown, as well as Zarnell Hughes, may very well have something to say about it come later on this morning. So we run through all of that. What lane is Zarnell Hughes running from? Okay, Zarnell Hughes is running from lane 4. Zarnell Hughes running from lane 4. Now he's making medal podium. Sorry, he's getting old. Fourth place, that is it. That's a tough heat there. Yep. So that final heat, if you didn't plan on sticking around until that final heat, you may want to make different arrangements, because that heat right there is the popcorn heat. That's where all the excitement will be, at least from my perspective. And I'm sure those who will be running in the earlier races will be sticking around to see what happens in that particular heat. So Zarnel Hughes, let's see, Tibogo, Aaron Brown, all these big names lining up in a single heat. Also, we have Fred Curley out of the United States. If we're looking at personal best, you can see Fred Curley has been the fastest out of all of them with 9.76. However, this season, he's tied with Letsile Tibogo with 9.88. So the fastest Fred Curley has gotten this season, 9.88, as is the case with Letsile Tibogo. For the rest of them, it's what? Neither of them has dipped below 10 seconds this season. So only two athletes out of the four favorites that we mentioned have dipped below 10 seconds this season, and they are Letsile Tibogo and Fred Curley. Okay, let's take a pause there, folks. Remember, smash the like button. Let's get this video to at least 100 likes real quick. When will that be UK time? So the race starts in just about, I want to say 5 minutes, 10 minutes. The race starts in like, what, 5:47 now? I think it should be going on right now. Let's jump over. We genuinely lost track of time just now. We're jumping over right now. You have to big up ever. Stade de France, Donald Smith, history created. Nice. Big. All right, so the 100 meters for men. 100 meters for men. So it starts 5:55, which is 7 minutes from now. So 5:55, 7 minutes from now. So if you are interested in watching the 100 meters heats for men, you probably need to find the channel. No, if you don't get the chance to find the channel, well, stay right here and we will be providing commentary for you. So it's coming up, and it's coming up real quick. 5:55, 7 minutes from now, we will be seeing the first of 9 heats. You can see it on your screen. Olympic record and world record held by none other than Usain St. Leo. So yeah, 8 heats, and the first will begin at 5:55 a.m., which is just about 5 minutes from now. So stay put, folks. Keep on liking the video. Keep on subscribing if you're new. I realize that time to get a coffee. I hope the coffee is already brewed, because I wouldn't want you to be making a coffee and the race happened. All right, so remember, folks, drop your flags in the comment section. Let us know where you're tuning in from. I like to see the flags in the comment section, because Halftime TV family extremely diverse. So we have folks tuned in from all over the world. As far as Malawi, we have Zimbabwe, we have South Africa. Yep, we have India. We have everybody tuned in. So drop your flag, represent where you come from, in the comment section, and not necessarily where you come from or where you're rooting for as well. So drop some flags, and let's put some colors in the comment section. All right. So big up everybody, big up again, big shout out to everyone who's tuned in. They work, I watch it. A chocolate tea. Hot chocolate tea on a Saturday morning, eh? We're gonna run through the heats. We're gonna run through the heats real quick, and then, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, we're gonna take a short break. We're gonna allow you to go and make your breakfast and put in that 1 or 2 hour rest that you missed out on, and then be back for the semifinals for the women 100 meters. So it's a busy day today for us, as we will be streaming almost all day. So don't go too far from your devices. The good thing about this is you can watch Halftime TV on the go. If you haven't done so, subscribe. If you haven't done so, go ahead and smash the like button right now. All right, so we're still waiting on the races to kick off, but in the meantime, let's get the video to at least 300 likes real quick. Watching from the Bahamas, I'm up from 4 a.m. Jamaica. I say big up yourself, Janetta Brooks. So as I believe me, I drink O'Neill. I envy you on that sauce, I believe. I haven't had that in quite a few. Yeah man, drop the flags, folks. Drop the flags. Keep those flags coming in. Barbara Roach. Barbara Roach. Drop the flags in the comment section. Let's see where you're representing, and let's put some colors in the comment section. Again, thanks to everyone who contributed to Halftime TV. If you subscribed, if you liked one of the videos, if you shared one of the videos, I appreciate it. We've now surpassed 20,000 subscribers. And just, 2 days ago, we were at 18,000. So let's keep the channel growing. Hopefully, by the end of the Olympics, we can set new milestones, and 50,000, the sky's the limit. Let's get it done. I agree, O'Neill, he's getting the wooden medal, 4th place. 4th place for Noah Lyles, you feel so? Oh, bold claims. 4th place for Noah Lyles. What says you, the viewers and subscribers, based on those thoughts from some of our or folks in the comment section? Parsley, Jamaica to the world and the Caribbean and Africa at large. Parsley, definitely. Venice Phillips, tuning in from Canada. Lee Profit, Jamaica. But yeah, keep them flags coming in. Big up Lynette Williams. I'm not sure if you're in the comment section, but she's one of our regulars. So big up Lynette wherever you're at. If you're watching, welcome. If you're not watching, shout out to you regardless. All right. So I hope you can see it on your screen. Starters for round number 1, heat number 1. Ronaldo Espinosa out of Cuba, Felipe Bardi out of Brazil, Mohamed Zori. We have Jeremiah Azu. We have Kishane Thompson, the speedster from Jamaica, running out of lane 5. We have Benjamin Azamati, Ghana, represented in lane 6. Sibu Siso, is that Matsenwa out of Swaziland in lane 7. Kyan Ozer in lane 8, and Akihiro Higashida in lane 9 represents Japan. So those are your starters for the first heat. And remember, we have 8 heats that will be run for the men's round 1. Right? Almost all of it, well, not almost, all of these heats have real quality. They have standout quality that you look at and you say, okay, this guy may very well be the one that wins it today. So Kishane is that person in heat number 1. And they're already on the track. Also, Sportsmax 1 can log in. There you go. So Sarah Sweeney is saying you can log in on Sportsmax and watch it. If you're in Canada, you can watch it on CBC Sports. If you're in the United States, you can watch it on Peacock. I've heard some complaints about Peacock, but you can watch it on Peacock. If you don't want to do either of those, you can log in on Sportsmax, or you can download the One Spot Media app and you can watch it there. So 100 meters for men. The first round is about to begin. It's on E as well, Sidney Wilson. We have 20,000 subscribers now. We're going for 25. The next milestone is 30,000. Please like, share, and subscribe. Genuinely appreciate it, folks. Like, share, and subscribe. The more likes the video has, the wider the reach. I think the video that we did yesterday morning is almost up to 100,000 viewers. And that's all due to the number of likes. It has over 1,500 likes. So keep the likes coming in on this one. We're almost 1,000 on the live stream. We should have at least 500 likes on the video so far. Okay, so 100 meters for men. Kishane Thompson is in the blocks as they make their way across. Zori trying to calm those nerves. We have Jeremiah Azu in lane 4 for Great Britain. Kishane Thompson in lane 5, and he gives that huge roar that we've heard so much about. He's ready to go. And remember, he's the fastest man in the world this year. Seems unfazed by the occasion. He's ready to go. He's ready to go. Pacing away from the blocks. Good morning, Mikisha, and the entire Baltimore Massive. Welcome to Halftime TV. So as we said a little bit earlier, big up South Africa. Yeah, big up the entire South Africa Massive. Big up the entire African Massive. Because I find that we have so much viewers from all over Africa who are tuned in, and big up to those who are sending me messages as well. For those sending me messages on Instagram and asking me, Halftime TV, when you're going live, big up yourself as well. I won't call any names, but big up yourself. You know yourself, and you guys help to keep us motivated. Because sometimes you're like, oh, I don't want to go live. But we see those messages and we realize that folks are genuinely enjoying what we're doing. So we make the effort to come out and to do that. All right. So they're on their marks. They're on their marks. Set. And they're off. False start. False start. False start. False start. So let's see. Looks, the camera is now on Azu out of Great Britain. Well, he's the one next to Kishane Thompson. So I think he's a bit intimidated by the speedster. Couldn't get a worse lane than that. Right next to Kishane, eh? Right next to Kishane. But they're doing their assessment and their analysis. We'll see if anyone will be discarded. We didn't see anyone discarded in the 100 meters for women. And I think in one of the races we had a false start. Let's see what the verdict will be in this one. As the starters make an announcement. And Azu receives a red card. So the athlete from Great Britain, right next to Kishane Thompson, receives a red card and he is ejected from the race. Well, it doesn't seem as if he's ejected. He returned to his blocks, but I'm pretty sure I saw a red card. So I don't know. He's debating. I guess he's trying to make a case for himself. Trying to make a case for himself. But again, things like these throw off the other athletes, folks. Things like these, they throw off the other athletes because you receive a red card, leave. And you know how I feel about the red cards and the false start and all of that. You know how I feel about that rule because I've said it so many times. But staying on the track, exactly. So Kishane's doing the right thing, getting away from all the drama, getting away from the excitement, clearing your head. Because what he's doing now, creating a scene and arguing and remaining in the blocks, that's kind of throwing off the rest of the athletes as they were initially super focused on their respective races that they were expecting to run. So anyway, Great Britain decide, hey, I'm not leave the track. I'm not leave the track. I'm not forget a crane or something to get me off here. So eventually he goes back over to the starters again, leaving the blocks. And he's again arguing, trying to make a case for himself. So a slight delay here on the 100 meters for men as someone is now ushering him out. So he's getting the Vegas treatment. And finally, after days, months, and years of asking, he is finally leaving. So where were we? So the athletes, they assume their initial positions in their blocks. Kishane Thompson makes the roar again, clear those nerves out the air. First Olympics for the youngster. The cameras not leaving him an inch because, as we mentioned a little bit earlier, he's the fastest man in the world this year. He is the favorite to win this one. And for some, he's a favorite to go all the way. Jamaica's bright yellow track gears lighting up the stadium in Paris there. So they're on their marks again. Set. And they're off. Clean start this time around. Kishane Thompson holds up his head. He begins to walk. Folks, you should be intimidated. You should be intimidated. 9.99. 9.99. He basically jogged 40 to 45 meters in this 100 meters, making it look easy as he often does. So Kishane Thompson gets the first win in the bag. I think the flash time will be 10 seconds flat after all is said and done. Holds up his head, 40 meters in, puts a couple power strides, and then basically shuts off and allows his momentum to take him through. This young man is in imperious form. And still the wait continues to see Kishane Thompson go all out. The wait continues. Because again, we've been seeing him walk these 100-meter races and making it look so easy and still registering good times. So the wait continues, folks. Hopefully we'll see it in the finals when he gets there. But the wait continues. So who finished 1, 2, 3? We have Kishane Thompson finishing first with 10 seconds flat, as we said a little bit earlier. Benjamin Azamatio to Ghana, second with 10.08. And Ronaldo Espinosa out of Cuba, 10.11. So that's 1, 2, 3. Philippe Bardi out of Brazil, 10.11. 10.18. He finished 4th. So remember, first 3 in each heat qualifies automatically, and then the next 3 fastest times progress through to the semi-final round. So that's why I'm mentioning Felipe Bardi with 10.18. In the end, I don't think 10.18 will be enough to get him through to the semi-final, but that's my opinion. We still have 7 heats to go. Malachi is saying this man will go below 9.6. Yeah, I hope so. I genuinely hope so. Genuinely hope so. We'd really love to see something below 9.6. Haven't seen that. Haven't seen that. I haven't seen that since you know who. But yeah, continuing. Now we're through to semi-final number 2. So we just saw Kishane win his heat. Now it's over to semi-final number 2 with Africa's fastest man lining up in this one. And as we said, he is the favorite to win this one. Now the cameras have shifted, taking a quick snippet of Noah Lyles as he gets ready to come out for his heat. So Chituro Ali out of Italy in lane 1. In lane 2, we have Ferdinand Omanyala, who is the African. In lane 3, we have Delissa representing Panama, Joshua Azzopardi for Australia. In lane 4, we have Johnny Renteria, Colombia. Lane 5, Devin Augustine in lane 6, Joshua Hartman in lane 7, Azim Fahmy in lane 8, and Eric Cardosa in lane 9. So those are your starters for heat number 2. Heat number 2, and remember, we're still in round 1. There are 8 heats to be run. Slight delay with the first heat as there was a false start with the British athlete who refused to leave the track. Psychological warfare. I genuinely don't see anyone touching 9.6. Well, as I mentioned before, we still haven't seen the best of Kishane Thompson. We don't know how fast he can go. We've heard he's been clearing 9.6 in training, but as everyone knows, training is different from the actual thing. So different pressure, different everything when it comes down to training in comparison to the actual 100-meter races on the given day. All right, remember, smash the like button, folks. Get the video up to 700 likes. We have 1,200 on the live stream now. We should have at least 700 likes. So keep on liking the video, keep on sharing the stream, and keep on subscribing to the channel. The athletes on their mark. This is heat number 2. Ferdinand Omanyala, the African champion. He is the favorite in this one. Set. And they're off. As always, bullet start for Omanyala. He doesn't play when it comes down to his races, as he slows down just about the finish line. This is slightly slower. 10.08. Blows a kiss to the stands. 10.08 was enough to win that one, as Ferdinand Omanyala qualifies. So Chituro from Italy made a late run for it on the outside, but it wasn't enough. A little bit, leaving it too late. Joshua Hartman out of Germany was 3rd. Again, in 4th place, and we mentioned 10.18 for the athlete in the previous round, I think Balde. In this one, we have Joshua Azopardi out of Australia with 10.20. And why am I mentioning the fourth place races? Remember, with the 3 fastest times outside the automatic qualifiers will progress through to the next round as well. So these athletes will not be going too far. They'll actually be sitting around and waiting to see if they will be progressing through to the next round. Now, heat number 3, we have Nikhil Harris out of St. Kitts and Nevis, Marcus Fuchs, Austria, Louis Hinchcliffe out of Great Britain. We have Sean Maswangani out of South Africa, Owen Ansa, Noah Lyle, Zenyi Z, Ali Al, and Dylan Sikobo are the rest of the starters. Noah Lyle is the name that pops out at you. And I think as the competition progresses, the individual rivalries will continue to brew. And come the final of the 100 meters, that's when we will see all those big names, all those big talkers coming to deliver their best races. So Noah Lyle running out of lane 6, Noah Lyles running out of lane 6 is the favorite for this one. Yeah, Omanyala, good start. Yeah, he usually comes out of the blocks real quick. But I don't know. I just, when it matters most, I just don't think he's giving me enough. Whenever he's running in Africa, he's been immense. But outside of Africa, I don't really get that from him. He's not as imperious outside the continent of Africa. Sidonie Wilson, O'Neill, oh my goodness, that's Joan Poli, brilliant. Swiss TV is rubbish. I wonder what Swiss TV is showing now. How come I'm not seeing 100-meter women? 100-meter women race will begin just about midday. I think 12:50 is the time that it'll start. So we still have some time for the semifinal for women. Okay, so you can go back and make some tea, make some porridge, get some rest, put an additional 2-3 hours in, and come back for the 100 meters. So they probably know. that a lot more Jamaicans will disturb the peace. Please, folks, be mindful of your neighbors because it is still very early. Be mindful of your neighbors, still very early. Now the cameras are on Marcel Lamont Jacobs as he gets ready to come out. Now back over or back to trackside. Again, Nikhil Harris, Fuchs, Hinchcliffe, Maswangani, Ansa, Lyles, Z, Al, and Sikobo. They not like us. All right, so Hinchcliffe running out of lane 3 as the cameras make their way across the starters. No watching it. Nice. So Noah Lyle, a little bit of an antics for the cameras. I hope not Uptown Kingston. I hope not. I'm trying my best to do them justice. I'm trying my best to do not delayed this morning. So good. So see, we're getting good reviews from Peacock this morning. So if you're in the United States, you can check it out on Peacock. We're seeing BBC 2 in Europe. In Europe, depending on where you are, you may be able to see it on BBC 2. So the athletes are taken to their blocks now. I think the camera, the copying board's antics. I think the cameraman has it a little bit easier for these first three heats because there are standout favorites. So Noah Lyles, naturally, cameras are going to be fixed on him for this one as he runs out of lane number 6. They're on their marks. Set. And they're off. Clean start. A little bit of a slow start for most of the athletes. Noah Lyles has some work to do. Wow. So, awful start from Noah Lyles. Awful start for Noah Lyles. He finishes, looks as if it's second or third. So he finishes second. So 9.98. Hinchcliffe out of Great Britain wins it with 9.98. Noah Lyles, 10.04, finished second. And in third place, we have Sean Maswangani out of South Africa with 10.06. And if we're paying attention, so far, the Chinese, Z, or G, he's the fastest, fourth place so far. Okay, but Noah Lyles, after an awful start, tried his best to make the ground up. 10 more meters and he would have gotten it. 10 more meters and he would have gotten it. But that start needs to be worked on. That start needs to be worked on. You can't be going into the semifinal round with starts like those. So again, let me, yep, everyone can see the screen. That's 1, 2, 3 for you. That's 1, 2, 3 as we continue going. Now moving on to heat number 4, and this is round number 1. We have Marcos Santos, Puripol Bunsun, Tijiri Ash, Hakim Sani Brown, Duane Azimota, Oblique Seville, Terence Jones, Franco Bourage, Oliver Dovic. So those are your starters for heat number 4. So we're just approaching the halfway mark as it relates to the heats for the men's 100 meters. Let's jump over to the poll and see what's happening. Has the men's 100 meters regained fans' interest? We have 1,362 votes in. 90% of the folks are saying yes. We have 10% still saying no. Better wake up. Kishane, yeah, well, need to wake up. Definitely needs to wake up. So proud of Sean Maswangani. Yep, for sure. Going on to the semifinal round. But the rest of the athletes now, they're on the track for the 100 meters. And this is heat number 4. So we've gone through 3 already. We had Kishane Thompson winning the first one. The second one, we had Ferdinand Omanyala And the third one, we had Louis Hinchcliffe out of Great Britain, with Noah Lyles finishing second. Now down to heat number 4. We've said it before, we'll say it again. Oblique Seville and Sani Brown are the ones you should be looking out for. But this is the 100 meters, and any game can play, as we saw a little bit earlier with Noah Lyles. Lyles needs to execute a much better race in the semis if he wants to defend his bronze. All right. Oh my folks in the comment section are so hilarious. Anyway, keep those comments coming. Keep those comments coming. It looks in the bag for us. I think that performance that Noah Lyles just gave may very well be convincing some of the fans even more that there is no competition for Kishane Thompson, and no one will be coming between him and that gold medal. So Oblique Seville, or representative in this one, Sani Brown, or representative as well, as he has Jamaican roots. So Oblique Seville and Sani Brown, the two that we're rooting for. Mind games, be strong. Mind games. We're not getting distracted by those performances. He did enough to get into the semi-final. That's about it. Come the semi-final, it's a new race. All right, so Sani Brown running out of lane 4. 25 years of age, broke on the scene a couple of years ago, turned the heads. Always been there or thereabout. Truth set you free. I like that comment. But also, Noah Lyles got a very bad start. Almost as if he's like, okay, watch me. I'm gonna give them a head start and still beat them. In the end, didn't have enough room to beat everyone in the race. Now we'll come back stronger, but Team Jamaica all the way. All right, so the athletes are ready to go. Cameras fixed on Oblique Seville. Just missed out at the World Championship. With Oblique Seville, it's always been a case of almost, so close. Will this Olympics be his time? True. All right, they're on their marks. Set. And they're off. Clean start. Oblique Seville, remember, running out of lane 6. Has some work to do. He's chasing Sani Brown. Oblique Seville pushes through. Looks as if it's another 10 flat. But 9.99 is the time for now. Slow start for Seville. Had a lot of work to do in the last 50 or 40 meters or so. Doesn't seem too enthused by that run. But as we told you a little bit earlier, it's Oblique Seville and Sani Brown. This Kishane Thompson win. Today is the final for the 100 meters for girls or for women. 10.02 from Sani Brown and 10.13 for Boonsoon. So that's 1, 2, 3. All right, now over to heat number 5. Remember, there are 8 heats in the 100 meters for men. Heat number 5, we have Hassan Taftian in lane 1, Kain Solo Ajayi in lane 2, Davante Howell in lane 3, Marcel Lamont Jacobs lane 4. Lane 5, we have Abdul Rashid Samino in lane 5, Benjamin Richardson in lane 6, Andre Camilo in lane 7, Brian Louis in lane 8, and in lane 9, Henrik Larsson, the man with a footballer's name. But Benjamin Richardson and Marcel Lamont Jacobs, the two that will pop out at you from the beginning. Late to the party. James Little, we're using such man. We're gonna say such man. Great background after TV production costs are going up. James Little, thank you so very much. Thank you. You know, it's the Olympics, so we have to switch it up a little bit to give the fans a different experience, right? Let's skedoodle up a little bit. So as you can see on your screen there, that's 1, 2, 3. Oblique Seville first with 9.99. Sani Brown second with 10.02. Pierre Paul Boonsoon third with 10.13. And this Oblique Seville has been the fastest qualifier so far. So of the 3, Oblique Seville has been the fastest qualifier. Well, no, Louis Hinchcliffe. So second fastest from Oblique Seville. Louis Hinchcliffe 9.98 was the fastest. So round 1, the athletes not putting too much energy in it. So we aren't seeing their best times in the rounds, as is usually the case. They just do enough to win these races, because it's basically, hey, first race, we just need to get that race under our belts, and then we focus on the other ones. Don't worry, Mini Mike. Nothing has kicked off as yet. Big up Haladin. Big up. Show us the race. Well, you can go elsewhere. Thank you. Truth set you free. I don't think I can watch the women. Noah said he downplayed his competitors. See, some folks are getting interviews from Noah Lyles. All right, we're gonna be doing the watch along for the women's semifinal a little bit later on today. Mundo Duplantis just went over the bar, and I think they should just give him the medal right now. Shouldn't even be competing. Right? Only Jamaican track can get me up at 6:29 in the morning. Douglas Anderson. The semifinal for the girls is 12:50, I believe. 12:50 Jamaican time. 12:50 Jamaican time. The semifinal for the girls. So you can use that to gauge the time where you're at. Right now it's 5:30 in Jamaica. That's weird. I was trying to figure out how fast. Okay. All right. So now we're over to heat number 5 of 8. So after this one, we still have 3 to go. Heat number 5 of 8. the athletes are in their blocks as the introductions are happening. I think what I like about the heats is so far all the heats, all of them have someone that you can say, okay, looking forward to seeing this particular athlete. One or two. Sonny Brown and Oblique Seville, they were the two in the previous heat. In this one, Lamont Jacobs and Benjamin Richardson, they will be the two to keep an eye on. And I think that's good to see. That's good to see. And it shows, kind of goes back to my previous point about the 100 meters kind of gaining a little bit of attraction. Because a couple of years ago, it felt as if it was dying. The women, they were doing everything. But the males seem now to be back. Is Jacobs going to be a threat? Will he even make the final? He's on the line. Joanna, we're saying it's a blip. He's a blip, eh? So lane number 8 is empty. So we don't have Brian Louis running in this race. So lane number 8 is empty. Lamont Jacobs. Lamont Jacobs and Benjamin Richardson. They are the ones to keep an eye on. Indonesia, big up the Indonesia massive. Set, and they're off. Clean start. Richardson looks to be ahead of Jacobs already. As we approach 40 meters, Lamont Jacobs struggling. 10.02. The Nigerian wins it. Is Lamont Jacobs there? But that finish happened on the line. We had at least 3 or 4 folks on the line. All right, so there you have it on your screen. There you have it on your screen. That's 1, 2, 3. Ajay Kainsola first, Marcel Lamont Jacobs in second, and Rashid Samino in third with 10.06. As things stand, Benjamin Richardson is one of the fastest 4th place athletes, and that means as things stand, he may very well be going through to the semifinals. So 10.02 wins it, but 10.05, 10.06, 10.06, that's the remaining 4, the remaining 3. So this one, I must say, a little bit tricky at the finish line there, as the athletes were dipping, athletes were doing everything to ensure that, hey, I want to ensure that I'm in the final. Moving on to the next heat, and this is heat number 6. Remember, 6 of 8. So we had 5 just now. Heat number 6 of 8. We have Ibrahima Kamara out of Gambia. We have Wanya McCoy out of Bahamas. Akeem Blake, the Jamaican. Recoy Brathwaite out of British Virgin Islands. Akani Simbine, South Africa. Emmanuel Archibald out of Guyana. We have Hakim Marufo out of Comoros, and Rowan Browning out of Australia. Running out of lane 9, we have Simon Hansen out of Denmark. So, Akeem Blake and Akani Simbine. Those are the 2 that pop out. Yes, we still have Blake to go. We still have Blake to go. And then, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, folks, please stay tuned because heat number 8, the final heat, I promise you, it will be an interesting watch. So, although we don't have any horse in that race, please stay tuned because heat number 8 promises to be an early banger. It will be a swashbuckling encounter to start this your Saturday, and I encourage you to stay put. Do not, and I repeat, do not step away from your television screens before heat number 8 is run. All right, big shout out everyone. Sidney Wilson, Pretty Dua, Douglas Anderson O'Neill. Big up everyone over in the comment section. Thanks for tuning in to Halftime TV this morning. As we said a little bit earlier, we have surpassed 20,000 subscribers, and the next stop is 50,000. So let's keep those coming. Let's keep the momentum going as we continue our coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. Colleen Evans, Fred Curley running in heat number 8. I think so. I think it's Fred Curley, Letsile Tobogo, and let's go down. Yeah, so Fred Curley, Letsile Tobogo, Aaron Brown, and Zarnell Hughes. So that's heat number 8. And that's what makes it so interesting, right? 4 quality athletes lining up, going against each other from well early. That could be a semifinal, you know. That could be a semifinal or even a Diamond League race. Yeah, Colleen, that heat is definitely stacked. Phone, big up the Thailand Massive, big up the entire Thailand Massive who are tuned into Halftime TV right now. So, as I always say, we have folks tuning in from all over the world, Thailand, Africa, all over. We appreciate the company. So, all the different continents, countries in the most remote areas you can think of, they're tuned into Halftime TV. South Africa, big shout out to South Africa and the entire Massive there. Big shout out to the Indian Massive who are tuning into Halftime TV, the Europeans who are watching. Thank you for supporting the channel. I know we're all in different time zones, but still, you take the time out to check in on Halftime TV and to share the experience with us. And for that, we appreciate you. All right, Simbine and Blake. All right, yeah, share your views while we get ready for the next heat. Let's hear what those predictions are. Athletics is a world sport. I agree. So the starters, you have them on your screen right now. You should be able to see it. If you cannot, let me know. We have Jamaica's Akeem Blake lined up, and he's running from lane number 3. I'm following from Kampala, Uganda. Big up the entire Uganda. Massive, incredible race yesterday from the Ugandan athlete who secured gold in the 10,000 meters. So congratulations to Uganda. And I'm looking to have one of those Nile specials very soon. I really thank for doing a watch along for those who cannot see the races. Bless up. Yep, truth set you free. That's the intention, to ensure that everyone gets to experience the track and field action. I watched some of the rowing. There are 8 countries that take part pretty much. Fun times. think I'd do well at rowing, you know. I don't know. But quick question, folks. What's the most interesting sport you've seen at this Olympics? Let's hear it in the comment section while we wait for this race to start, because I think there's trampoline happening, and I'm very sure a special create on me when you come to Pearl of Africa. I'll be there soon. I'll be there soon, and I'll be sure to reach out to you when I decide to take that trip. All right, but what's the most interesting sport you've seen at this Olympics, folks? Let's hear it in the comment section. And as I mentioned before, I saw a trampoline happening, and I'm sure I could medal in the trampoline. All right, so the athletes, they've taken to their blocks. Gymnastics. Very interesting. All right, fair. Most interesting men versus women box. All right, the athletes are on their marks. This is heat number 6. Set. And they're off. Slow start, in my opinion. 50 meters in, Akeem Blake holds up his head, but Akani Simbine powers through, and Simbine looks like he's won it. Akeem Blake seemed to have been second, but Akani Simbine with a late burst secures a victory in this heat number 6. So while we wait on the confirmed times from heat number 6, let's go on to heat number 7. Emmanuel Eseme out of Cameroon, Kenneth Bednarek, the United States, Gerald Beebe in lane 3. In lane 4, we have Emmanuel Matadi. In lane 5, Andre DeGrasse. Ryuichiro Sakai out of Japan runs out of lane 6. Ronald Longa representing Colombia in lane 7. Jose Gonzalez in lane 8. And in lane 9, Hussein Yassin. So, Akani Simbine, 10.03. Akeem Blake, 10.06. And Brathwaite, 10.13. That's 1, 2, 3 for you in round 1, heat number 6. Henry Richards, I think it's the broadcasting rights, you know. And no, football, no, you in football it's the same thing. Depending on where you are, you have to we'll have channels that they purchase broadcasting rights to show these events, and as a result, you have to either subscribe or I don't know. But for football, it's very expensive. If you're a football fan, for example, here in Canada, if you want to watch a Champions League, you have to purchase the Zone subscription. While if you want to watch the English Premier League and so forth, you have to purchase Fubo. So you end up with 2 subscriptions for the year. One that's solely for the English Premier League, and another one that's for the Champions League. And then what happens is for domestic cups and that sort of thing, they don't really come on either of these. So you end up having to have cable as well, or watch it on your phone simple. So right there, that's drawing almost $400 or $500 out of your pocket for the year. Well, more than $500. You're looking at like $700 or $800 for the year just to watch football. So I think maybe cricket. I don't know what it's like for those who follow cricket. I haven't been following it lately. When I was young, I was a big fan, but because I haven't been following it lately, I don't know what the subscriptions are like, or if you're able to watch it for free in Canada, because they're not so big on cricket. We don't really see much cricket on TV. Their app we download and watch for free. Henry Richard dropping some pointers there. But jumping back over to the 100 meters, and this is from heat number 6. Akani Simbine was first with 10.03. Akeem Blake was second with 10.06. And in third place, we had Recoy Brathwaite with 10.13. So far, Benjamin Richardson is the fastest fourth place athlete. What that means is, as of now, he's going to the semifinals. Ghana, Kofa representing Ghana. Yeah, big up. You want to watch even strongman events, you have to pay. Portland, Jamaica, Krieger Bailey. Big up the entire Portland massive. Tori and Jev, big up on yourself as well. Real friends who hail from Portland. It's been a team set of heats. Semis should hot up, I am sure. I guess the main team. Hi, who do you think is gonna win the 100-meter finals, for male or female? Let me know. Let me know for men or women. Yeah. I realized the star just went over to say, hey, Kishane, tone it down a little bit. And he put on a little bit of a smirk. 876 video ropes, blessings, good morning. Grand Cayman, Charm, good morning to you too, Charm. It's 6:47 where I'm at, and we still have 2 to go for the 100 meters for men. We have 2 to go. In this one, we have Andre DeGrasse, the Canadian, lined up. Your family lives on Jane and Finch. That's not too... yeah, bless up the entire Jane and Finch massive. Bless up the entire North York, Eglinton, West massive. If you're tuning in from Canada, or if you have family that resides anywhere near there, blessings and big up on yourself. Yeah, I'm frequent in the Jane and Finch area. Our place, eh? That's actually where I get my groceries. I had no idea Andre DeGrasse is still running. I think after this Olympics, Andre DeGrasse won't be back. He's looking to retire. Team Noah for men and Team Fraser for women. Jamaica Kishane has been the most effortless. True. I know. So Kishane made that 100 meter look easy, and is basically reaffirmed what we've been hearing all along, and what we've been seeing as well, because we haven't seen the best of him this season. So heat number 5 is already gone, Sensei. We are up to heat number 7 now. Heat number 7. So Akani Simbine won heat number 6 before this one. Now we're through to heat number 7. So Andre DeGrasse, representing Canada, lane number 5. Sakai, lane number 6. Longa, lane number 7. Gonzalez, lane number 8. And Yassine in lane number 9. Marvin McKenzie, big up. Lucy massive. Yeah, man, Lucy, our place. Nothing change. Big up the entire Lucy massive. Brissett, Johnsontown, Prosper, Harton Gardens, Bigwell, Esher. Big up the entire Lucy massive. And I know you guys are tuned in this morning watching track and field action. All right. It's a lighter heat in terms of talent. So the athletes are on their marks. And remember, this is heat number 7. So after this one, we have only one more to go. Kung Fu Kenny, Andre DeGrasse, they're on their marks. Sakai had somewhat of a stumbling start. DeGrasse powering through to keep up with Kenny. And it looks as if DeGrasse will be third, or will he? 9.96 won it. Kenny Bednarek sped through the finish line. So Emmanuel Eseme in second with a season's best, the Cameroonian there, and Andre DeGrasse in third. No worries, Lisa, no worries. You know, we usually do a quick run through for everyone who joins late. So as you can see on the screen, that's 1, 2, 3. And Emmanuel Matadi is into the semifinal with 10.08 as of now. Okay, remember there's one to go. There's still one semifinal, or still one heat to go to determine who the semifinalists are. So we're doing a quick run through. Heat number 1, we had Kishane Thompson first with 10 seconds flat. In second, we have Benjamin Azamati. And in third, Ronaldo Espinosa with 10.11. Pay attention to the fourth place times, because the 3 fastest times outside of the top 3 will progress to the semifinal as well. Ferdinand Omanyala was a winner for heat number 2 with 10.08. Chituru Ali out of Italy, 10.12, was second. And in third place, we have Joshua Hartmann, the German, with 10.16 qualified. Heat number 3, we have Louis Hinchcliffe, 9.98. 10.04 for Noah Lyles in second, and Sean Maswangani in third place. So there was an update there. I think, no update. So G with 10.16 is actually on standby as well, because he could very well be going to the semi-final. In heat number 4, we have Oblique Seville, Sani Brown, and Boon Soon, 1, 2, 3. Ash with 10.16 finishes 4th. Lane 5, heat 5, Ajay finishing first with 10.02. Marcel Lamont Jacobs, 10.05 in second, and Rashid Samino in finishing third with 10.06. Benjamin Richardson with 10.06 as well, as of now, is going through to the semi-final round. Akani Simbine wins heat number 6. Akeem Blake was second, and Rikoy Brathwaite was third. Heat number 7, the one that we just saw, 9.97 for Kenneth Bednarek first. In second place, we have Eseme out of Cameroon with a season's best of 9.98. Andre DeGrasse was third with 10.07. And in fourth place, we have Emmanuel Matadi. So as of now, Matadi is going to the semi-final, but we still have one heat to go. And yes, you guys can see it on the screen. So let's do a quick run through. So Christopher Borzor out of Haiti in lane 1, Letsile Tobago lane 2, CJ Green lane 3, Zarnell Hughes lane 4, Fred Curley lane 5, Arthur Cisse lane 6, Aaron Brown, the Canadian, in lane 7, Lasconi Mulamba in lane 8, and in lane 9 we have Dorian Keletila. So this is the final of 8 heats in the men's 100 meters. For those asking, yes, we will be back for the women's 100 meters. All right. We will be back for the women's 100 meters today. So we're going to take a break after this one. We're going to get some things done. Maybe get a couple hours sleep in. And then we will be back for the women's 100 meters. And yeah, we'll be back for the women's 100 meters semi-final and final. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for that. Yes, this heat, everyone's talking about it. Semi-final before the semi-final. True. This heat is a massive heat. And even before we got here, I think when we were doing the run through at the top of the show, I spoke about it, saying this heat is something else. And I think they purposely saved this one for last. Because the track and field fans, if you're a real track and field fan, you are not moving until this heat is run. Let's see Tobago, the young African. Keep an eye on him. Yes, we'll be doing a quick recap after this one finishes. We'll be doing a quick run through of everything that happened before. That way, when we leave, everyone is fully up to date. We'll be doing a summary as well of the results to ensure that we know who will be in the semi-finals. So 12:50 Jamaica time is the 12:50 Jamaica time is a semi-final for the women. There are 3 semi-finals. And then after we do the semi-final, we'll take a quick break and then we'll resume the live stream for the 100 meters final for the women. So don't worry, we have a minimum of, I want to say, 4 more videos to do today, 2 of which are live streams. It's 12:55 Jamaica time. 12:55 Jamaica time. It is 5:58 Jamaica time now. So Mini Mike, you can do the calculation based on where you're at. Okay, so do the calculation. Do the calculation based on the current time. So depending on what time you have now, you just calculate that. Okay, there you go. A lot of these athletes will have a chance to qualify due to the new repetition rule. Okay. Nigga, don't worry. After the final, he will have 1 hour ahead of them. Yeah, it's the same. Mini Mike, it's 6:59 where I'm at now. So maybe you and I are on the same time. Notice that all legends are in Paris, Asafa, Michael Johnson, Maurice Green. I'm taking no sips from another match. All right, so times 12:50. So for those who are just joining us, in lane 5, we have Fred Curley. In lane 4, Zarnell Hughes. In lane 2, Let's see Tobago. And in lane 7, Aaron Brown. They're on their marks. Set. Ooh. Ooh. Lasconi Mulamba looks to have gotten a little bit too excited. Will he be given a red card? Let's see what the reaction time was, and let's see. Well, no, it was Aaron Brown, the Canadian. So let's see if Aaron Brown will stay in this race or he will receive a red card. Yep, red card. So Aaron Brown, the Canadian, is ejected from the race, which now makes it a little bit easier because he was one of the contenders to progress through to the semifinal. So 2 false starts so far. We only saw one in the women's round 1. Yeah, candidly speaking, we spoke about the repechage rule last year, I think. Yeah, I think we did a couple of videos on it. Anyway, the athletes are on their marks again. Set. And they're off. Let's see Tobago holding up his head now, but Fred Curley powers through for first. Tobago second, having slowed down at the 70-meter mark. So Fred Curley wins the final. No, the Brit was not disqualified. Oh, yeah. He was. Yeah, he was. So there are 2. I think there was another one where one of the athletes flinched and well, that was in the women's. Yeah. That was in the women's. All right, so Fred Curley first, Let's see Tobago second, and Zarnell Hughes third. As I mentioned a little bit earlier, Aaron Brown would have been in contention for one of those places had he not been ejected from the race, and that's what made this particular race so intriguing. So with the absence of Aaron Brown, I think it was a given that those 3 would have been the 3 who progressed through to the next round. So without even sticking around too long, let's provide a quick recap of everything that happened, and then we'll summarize the names that will be making it through to the semi-final. So Kishane Thompson, Benjamin Azamati, and Espinosa, they progressed from Heat 1. From Heat 2, Omanyala, Ali, Hartman, they were the winners, first, second, and third. Louis Hinchcliffe from Great Britain, 9.98, was first in Heat number 3. Noah Lyles second, and Sean Maswangani was third. Heat number 4, Oblique Seville, Sani Brown, and Boon Soon were 1, 2, and 3. For heat number 5, Ajayi, Marcel Lamont Jacobs second, Rashid Samino was third, representing Ghana. Heat number 6, Akani Simbine out of South Africa with 10.03 won it. We had Akeem Blake in second and Recoy Brathwaite in third. Heat number 7, Kenneth Bednarek first, Emmanuel Esime in second, and Andre DeGrasse third. Qualified for sure. And heat number 8, last but not least, Fred Curley, Let's see Tobago, Zarnell Hughes were 1, 2, and 3. Now, remember, folks, as we mentioned a little bit earlier, the next 3 fastest times will qualify as well. And we told you to keep an eye on those 10.13s, etc., etc. So, Benjamin Richardson progressing through to the next round as one of the fastest, 4th place. Emmanuel Matadi out of Liberia, qualifying as well as one of the fastest, 4th place. And the third one, 10.16. 10.16. Ash from Nigeria. So Tejiri Ash from Nigeria, 10.16. Very, very close to Ji out of China, who had 10.16 as well. But as you can see to the right of that, it went down in microseconds, and that's where it was ultimately decided who progresses. Okay, so Karen, we're not doing. Oh, well, I didn't watch the preliminaries. But thanks for that. I was talking about what we saw during the rounds. But for the men, we've seen some false starts there. We didn't see anything of the sort. Yep, little Azu went sadly, very, very sadly. But yeah, we'll leave it at that for now. Remember, folks, we'll be back here at just about, I want to say 12:30. I want to give us like 20 minutes grace period. So we'll be back here 12:20 or 12:30 for the 12:50 semifinal for the women 100 meters. Remember, like, share, subscribe if you haven't yet done so. Shout out to the sponsors, Quick Link Shipping and Zivar Enterprise. You can follow Halftime TV as well on Instagram as we try to keep those social media pages going. But outside of that, look out for the updates on the community page as soon we will post it on the community page. That way you guys are in the know. You know who's going up against who and who's going up against who when. All right, so stay tuned for that. We will post it on the community page. We'll also be doing a couple of short videos throughout the day as well, sharing our thoughts. You know, sometimes you don't need an entire live stream or a 10-minute video, maybe a quick 2-minute video here and there. Will do the trick as well. So again, like, share, subscribe. Have a fantabulous day, folks, and I'll see you in a couple of hours. Go ahead and have your breakfast now. What I have for breakfast? Don't know. Maybe fry a couple of plantain. We're gonna fry plantain. Fried plantain and something else. We'll see. But big up. I'll see you guys in a few. Talk soon.